Good morning, Riley and Van Gogh here. We are just about to start the day. So this was our campsite last night. Big campsite. We actually tented right here. And I just, Riley was over there, further over, and I just brought him over here to start the camera, and he knows we're about to start the day, so he's doing his excited rolls. He was just patiently sitting over there. But yeah, we had a fine rest last night. I felt like sleeping in this morning to get some extra rest, especially since I realized that I was more tired than I wanted to be yesterday. So I figured I would just get some extra sleep this morning. Haven't looked at the clock yet, but I have a feeling it's kind of late. I did hear several hikers pass by while we were still in the tent earlier. So, yes, today is Thursday, June 13th, I believe, and it's day 42 of Riley and my through hike attempt northbound on the Appalachian Trail. So we will see what today brings, and we will check in later. Bye for now. And by the way, this is called Lynn Creek Campsite where we're at. And it's approximately mile 560, between 561 and 562, I believe, on the AT. All right, we'll check in later. All right, Riley and I checking in. We just crossed this gravel road here, which is Virginia Route 625, U.S. Forest Road 222. And we've done, according to my guidebook here, we started at Lynn Camp Creek, mile 560.1 in the AT AWOL guide. And we hiked up the mountain, Lynn Camp Mountain, hiked down, and now we're at the Virginia 625 road. So that is 563.6 in this guidebook. So we've done 3.5 miles on the day. Riley's right there. And somebody left a whole bunch of water bottles here. And most of them are full. So this is a form of trail magic that generous people do sometimes. It's not elaborate, but they do it to, not to like make hikers jump for joy, but they do it to just help hikers out. Like, we're not in a water desert here. There has been water. There was water about 1.2 miles ago, and then the next reliable water source is in 2.7 miles. But it's kind of a warm day today, and I actually drank all my water along with Riley earlier. So we're going to take advantage of this. I'm going to drink up here, and I'm going to give Riley water as well. And then we will continue on. We have according to this, we have a big climb here. And I remember this climb from the last times. It's a lot of, like, we're gonna, okay, mile 566, which is like 2.4 miles from here. There's something called Chestnut Ridge, and that says start of clearing there. And from there, I believe it's like we're going to be ascending up the mountain towards Chestnut Knob shelter. But we're going to be like out in the open. We're going to be in a big grassy field. And I remember when I hiked it previously, it felt like that grassy field just kept going on and on and on. And according to this, it's 2.1 miles until you get to the shelter, which is kind of a long time to be walking through a grassy field. All right, that's enough talking. We're gonna drink up here and we'll check in later. Van Gogh and Riley here, checking in. I am exhausted. We just did a couple miles after that water drop that I showed last, and it was all uphill. Some very steep sections, some more gradual sections, some somewhat flat sections, but mostly uphill. no water since the water cache, the water drop. But we finally made it to the clearing part. So now we're walking through grass. And this is what I distinctly remember from my previous hikes. It's gonna be at least like another 2 miles walking through this grass to get to the shelter. But what I remember is that it's a very, like this right here is slightly uphill. Either way, it's just a very steady uphill until we get to the shelter. There's a bunny rabbit. Maybe it won't be too bad. I feel like I'm making it out to be worse than it is. This isn't so bad. Could be raining. That wouldn't be good. There's a cool hiker we met a while back. We've crisscrossed paths with him a couple times as he took a break, and then I took a break, and then he took a break. His name is Lifeline. He showed me his tent. He's got a Durston X-Mid Pro, which is that was the other brand of tent that I was considering buying before starting the hike. And I eventually settled on the Outdoor Vitals 40th tent. But the Durston X-Mid series of tents is probably the most popular brand of tent currently among serious hikers. And he's got the Pro version, which means it's the lightest possible version. It's made of Dyneema composite fabric, DCF. And so that's also the most expensive version. It's like, I think close to $600, maybe a little less. But it only weighs like a pound. And he says he likes it. So it's very cool. He keeps it on the outside of his pack. He just pulls his pack strap over top of it. So he's got his whole pack to put whatever he wants in it without having to put his tent in. And then his tent just sits very nicely on the top of his pack, nice and compact. Yeah, so this is kind of what I was remembering. It's like the ground is flat and level here, but it's quickly gonna go up in elevation a little bit, and it's just a very gradual uphill continuously. I just remember it being, I think previously I wasn't expecting the uphill to continue for so long, and I just got worn out by continuously like thinking we were gonna get to the top at some point, like rather soon, and it just never we never got to the top as quickly as I was expecting. So Riley remembers that Lifeline is back there, so he's taking an opportunity to take a nice break in the soft grass here. So all right, we'll check in later. Bye for now. Still got a gradual uphill here, but it's not too bad. The terrain is nice and easy. It's nice walking on just grass and dirt. The terrain back in the woods was pretty nice as well, but it's nice walking on grass as well, especially for Riley. Speaking of Riley, he's doing very well. And it definitely helps to have my expectations set appropriately. Previously, I just didn't know how long this was going to continue for, and now I'm just buckled in for the long haul. Don't have any expectations for it ending soon, and whenever it does end, I'll be happy to get to the shelter. We're not going to stay at the shelter, but it's just like a landmark on our day's journey. Got to get to the shelter before we can get beyond the shelter, so that's how I'm viewing it. It's a nice shelter. It's fully enclosed and it has a door. So it's one of the very, very few shelters on the AT that are fully enclosed with a door. So that's very nice in the cold weather. And it's been like oscillating between cold and hot. Just a couple nights ago when we were coming out of Atkins, it was really cold when we were walking out. And when we were walking to our campsite, I could see my breath when I was exhaling, and I had my jacket on just to keep warm. But during the days, it's warm. Today's a warm day. It's tough to balance everything that I want to accomplish within a day, in that I like to take advantage of hiking early in the morning if possible, because it's cool then, so I can avoid, well, I can't avoid the midday heat, but at least I can get some hiking in before the heat sets in. But it's hard to get up early in the morning, especially when you're hiking till dark like we usually do. And on the flip side, it's nice to hike until dark, because then you get to maximize the daylight, and it generally is cooler as you're hiking into sunset. But when you do that, then it's hard to get to bed super early, and it can be very tempting to sleep in the morning to get extra rest. So many things to try to accomplish, but they all bump into each other and make it hard to accomplish everything. But such is the life of a thru hiker, trying to balance all these important goals. Through it all, we're doing all right, and I'm enjoying it. I think Riley's enjoying it too. All right, we'll check in later. At long last, the shelter has come into view. It has taken a while, but we are here. This is the shelter. For an AT shelter, this is very nice. Very nice. Okay. And we're getting off track here, but we're behind the shelter. And that's the privy over there. And that seems like a strange place for a wilderness sign. It says Beartown Wilderness, Jefferson National Forest. That's an odd place. Usually those things are like right on the trail, but we're not actually, I don't think we're on the trail right now. I think the trail actually goes in that direction. Yeah. Anyway. And there's a very nice view. Yeah, the trail goes in that direction. Riley is contemplating rolling in the grass here, I'm sure. Yeah, so nice view in that direction near the picnic table. All right, we'll check in later. I'm low on battery, so I need to conserve battery. Especially because I don't have batteries for my headlamp, and I'm relying on my power bank to charge my phone so that I have light when I need it. All right, so we'll check in later. All right, so Riley and I are safe and sound in our tent now. We actually made it to just past Davis Farm campsite, just 1/10 of a mile after the turnoff point for that campsite. There was just a campsite that I saw on far out that was on the trail, so that's where we made it to. I am severely low on battery power in everything, so I don't have any batteries in my headlamp. My phone battery died earlier, and so I relied on just the battery in my just my power bank light. So I'm gonna cut the video short here. We made it to mile 577.4. That's 15.5 miles on the day. All right, that's all for now. We'll check in tomorrow. Bye for now.